Listen, I don't have much time. Google is taking over the world. It is as simple as that. Some would argue that this is just an irrelevant conspiracy theory, but I, Sabrina C. of West Korean Technical Academy, assure you that is far from the truth. You may not know it, and Google may not have even known it at this time, but Google has been plotting to take over the world one step at a time. Among the things that Google owns are Blogger, Picasa, Gmail, Google News, Google Books, Android, Google+, Chrome OS, and much, much more. Nowadays, people rely on the internet for almost everything, and the internet's #1 provider would be Google. It is faster than going to a library or calling a friend, and it is usually much more convenient. Whether you're using Google to entertain yourself or get information for a project, you're only helping it rise to power and eventually take over the world. Google was created on September 4th, 1998. At the time, nobody really used the internet because it was difficult to use for anyone without computer experience. Once Google was created and introduced to the public, people everywhere began to use the internet and Google to search for anything that they wanted. Lots has changed since the first time that we saw Google. As technology advances, so do the services that Google provides us with. When Google first came out, it was only in English. In 2000, Google added 15 versions of itself in different languages. In the same year, it began showing ads on the website. Towards the end of the year, Google released its toolbar so that you could always search something no matter what website you were on. In 2001, Google was available in a total of 26 different languages. Later on, Google launched Google Images, which allowed people to search for a picture in a collection of around 250 million pictures. At the end of the year, Google had a total of about 3 billion web documents. In 2002, Google was made available in 72 different languages, including crazy ones like Klingon. Google also partnered up with AOL to add users to the website. Google Product Search was released, which allowed users to shop online. Another service was also introduced called Google News, which allows you to choose from 4,000 news sources and read them online. In 2003, Google bought Blogger and released 2 other services. Google Grant allowed non-profit organizations to advertise on the Google website, and Google Book Search allowed people to find parts of books online. In 2004, Google hit its all-time content high with a total of 8 billion items, including images and web pages. Google had also grown to be available in over 100 different languages. Google Local, later known as and combined with Google Maps, was released to allow people to find maps, directions, and business listings. Several other services had also been invented and released. These included Google SMS, which allowed users to search for things using a cellular device, Google Desktop Search, which allowed users to search for things on their hard drive using Google technology, and Google Scholar, which allowed users to access peer-reviewed papers, books, and reports. In 2005, Google Maps had been finalized and released to the public. They also bought Urchin, whose company contributed to the creation of Google Analytics. Google Translate allowed people to plan their trips using public transportation, and Google Earth was also developed, which allowed people to see any place on Earth using satellite pictures. Google Talk was created, which allows users to talk and instant message over the internet for free. In addition to that, iGoogle was created, which is a personalized Google homepage. Many of Google's applications had also gone mobile in this year, including Google Maps, Blogger, Mobile Web Search, and Gmail, their email service. In 2006, Picasa was bought and released in 25 languages. Instant messaging was also added to Gmail, and Google News went mobile. A number of other services were introduced at this time, including Google Calendar, which allowed users to create their own calendar, Google Trends, which allowed users to visualize the popularity of their searches over time, Google Checkout, which allowed users to pay for online purchases more easily, Google Apps, which was made mainly for organizations and their work, Google Docs, which is a free online version of Microsoft Word, and Google Spreadsheets, which is an online version of Microsoft Excel. Google also had their first Doodle for Google contest to engage the public in drawing a Google-based logo on a specified theme. 2007 was kind of a slow year for Google. Google Gears, later known as just Gears, was created to allow people to build offline web applications. Google Finance was also created. YouTube was purchased in this time, along with the Android smartphone company. In 2008, Google released many new services, including Google Sites and Google Sites Search, which allowed users to create their own website with a Google search bar, Google Translate, which allowed users to translate any language into their own, Google Health, which allowed users to search symptoms and illnesses, Google Suggest, which guesses what you might be interested on based in previous searches, and Google Chrome, a new form of Google. Along with the release of these products, the URL count had gone up to 1 trillion. 2009 was a very slow year in terms of innovations. Google Latitude was made to allow friends to see exactly where you were on a map, and Google Voice improved the way that people could use their phone. Google also redesigned their homepage to get a more clean and simple effect. In 2010, the Nexus One was invented as part of Google's franchise. Picnic was introduced, which allowed users to edit photos. Google TV, an app for the Android, was also invented to allow users to stream television to their phone. Google Instant was probably one of the best innovations Google has ever made, which shows search results as you type. Since almost everything had been invented by this time, Google didn't have very many things to add to their empire. In 2011, Google Music was introduced, which allowed users to buy, play, and share their favorite music with friends. Google Plus had also become official, adding the +1 button to most websites. Google is going to take over the world. Just look at the incredible amount of things it has already acquired. What's more is that they are still building to their ever-growing empire. The employees at Google Incorporated are hard at work thinking up more ways to improve the search engine. Meanwhile, the creators of Google are off looking for more small companies to buy in order to add to the number of users and URLs found on their website. Without any real competition, how could they lose?